As y'all know, we are all about DIY lawn care on this channel, and in particular, we love our Bermuda grass. And one of the questions that I always see in this lawn care space is what is a good hose and what is a good hose reel. And Giraffe Tools actually reached out to me, provided me with 3 products to review in today's video. And one of those products happens to be a stainless steel wall-mounted hose reel. I also have a wall-mounted pressure washer and wall-mounted vacuum in the garage. So let's take a look. What's up, guys? I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. So this is a stainless steel frame, and the hardware you're going to use to mount it does come in the packaging. You can see I did a good job on the top one, not as well on the bottom. Had to use some of my own hardware there. But I will tell you that the reel and the hose and nozzle come in separate packages. So it did not come with the hose, but this is 100 feet of stainless steel hose. And one thing I like about it is that when you reel it all the way in, the nozzle does lock its way in like this to where you can use it almost like a sink if you just need to wash off your hands or something like that and use the water real quickly. You don't have to undo the reel to do so. And the real magic behind this particular piece of equipment lies in this mechanism right here that works its way back and forth on the axle as you're using the reel, and that's what allows the hose to reel itself in evenly across the entire reel, as opposed to getting real lopsided on one side or the other and locking up the reel. So let me go ahead and show you how it works. So when we pull it out, you'll see that it comes out very smoothly. And right now I've probably only got it pulled out maybe 20, 25 feet or so, but I'm just going to show you how the hose itself and the nozzle operates. So if you come in right here, you'll see that the nozzle has a plus mark there. When it's all the way up to the plus, that's going to be full throttle. So that's going to be the most power. And then when it's all the way down, there's a minus, and that's when it's going to be turned off. Anything in between, obviously, is going to give you that varied power level. So right here, you're going to see it turned on. And then you'll see all the different settings on the nozzle itself. So right now we have shower, and I'll go through these. That's vertical, angle, center, mist, flat, soaker, cone, rinse, and now we're back to shower. But that is the way that the nozzle works. It's got a setting for pretty much everything, and it's very simple, so much so that you can actually just use your thumb to turn it on and off. And now I'm going to show you how we reel it in. So what I like to do is put my left hand on the hose right here, and then that's going to feed it through this little mechanism that's working its way back and forth on this axle, and then I'll turn the handle with my right hand. And you're going to see that the nozzle works its way back in there, and then it's ready for the next time you need to use it. Hey, I was doing a little editing and realized I completely forgot to tell y'all that Giraffe Tools actually provided a promo code to viewers of Lawn Insider. It's Lawn Insider, one word, all caps, and that will get you 10% off your entire cart, and you can stack it on any existing promotions. I'll leave links of all the products that I talked about in today's video in the description box below, and if you're interested, go take a look. The pressure washer comes with 100 feet of retractable hose. This is the inlet hose here, and I just connect it with the hose that I just installed on the side of my home. The on-off switch is just this little knob right here. Right now we're in the off position. When I turn it on, you'll hear it. That's what it sounds like when it's on. This is the spray wand, and then this is the foam cannon. The wand is quick connect, and it does come with 4 different tips. Right now I have the 40-degree tip in, but it also comes with a 25-degree, a 15-degree, and a 0-degree. So this one is actually going to be your softest spray, and this one is going to be your most pressurized stream. Now I'm going to show y'all how this works when you are actually using the pressure washer. So right now I'm walking it out. You'll see that mechanism working its way back and forth on the axle. And I like to give myself more slack than I'm going to need. And then where you get to the point where you're comfortable and you're happy with how much hose you have, you're going to give it a little tug. And that is going to lock it into place. And you'll see even if I put it on the ground, it's not going to retract back into the wall. First, a quick demo on the quick connect tips. So you're just going to pull this end part down, and then you slide the quick connect tip in. Once that slides back up, it is locked into place. I'll show y'all what all of these tips look like from the 40 degree all the way to the 0 degree. So here we go. So there's 40. Here's 25. Here's 15. And here's 0. Now I'll give you a little demo of the foam cannon. So foam cannon also has the quick connect tip there. So it's going to go on the exact same way. We already have the car washed down, and this is what the foam cannon looks like. When you are ready to retract it, it's just basically the same step. You give it a little tug, and then you'll feel it, and you'll hear a little click, and then it will retract back into the wall. So it does auto retract back into the wall, and then you just place the wand back. Also wanted to make the quick note that whenever I undo it from the inlet hose, I do have a bucket or something to let the inlet hose drain into, because obviously I don't have a water hookup in here. I bring the hose from outside, so this water has to go somewhere, so make sure you have a bucket handy. Also, the installation on these, I would suggest that you actually bolt a crossbar between the studs, maybe a couple of crossbars, and then mount it to those crossbars as opposed to putting it straight onto the wall, because it's not wide enough to reach separate studs and it's too heavy to put directly into the drywall. This is the wall mounted vacuum. It's got a 4.4 gallon dirt tank, and it is a wet dry vac, so it can handle wet messes as well as dry messes. Here is the 30-foot retractable hose. It works the same way as the pressure washer, so you're going to be able to pull it out. When you give it a little tug, that is going to lock it into place, and then if you tug it again, that's going to retract it back into the wall. It also has this cool remote, and this allows you to turn it on and off from a distance. Let's say you're cleaning out your car, for instance. You can go ahead and turn that on, and that's going to turn the unit on and then off. So that's pretty neat. And then this is the accessories. You also have to bolt these to the wall. Again, I would bolt a crossbar between the studs here and bolt this onto the crossbar whenever you are actually installing. So here's all the attachments. You have a couple of extension wands, and then there's 6 total adapters that you can put on those extension wands. Now I'm going to pull this out from the wall, and we will do a little vacuuming in the vehicle so you can see how it works. Now to actually lock this one, it's going to be the same process. You'll see that if I let go right here, it's wanting to retract, but you're just going to give it a little jerk, and then that will lock it into place, and now you are good to work. So we have the remote here. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. The suction is on. You'll hear it there, and here we go. And then to get this one to reel in, it's the same process in reverse. You give it a little tug. You do have to take the slack out because it's this corrugated tubing. And then it's going to start to reel itself in. Now, in my experience, this vacuum one is the least efficient at reeling in, just because the nature of this corrugated tubing gets caught up on itself, and it's a lot thicker. So sometimes this one will get hung up, but if you come over here and work the hose a little bit one way or the other, it usually gets it going again in the right direction. And then you can just remove your wand, place the remote there, and then put everything back into the accessories. I also wanted to show y'all how you take out the dirt tank. So they have these orange clips that are on the side that you have to unclip, and then it just drops off. And anything that you collect is going to go into this 4.4 gallon dirt tank. So once again, shout out to Giraffe Tools for giving me the opportunity to review some of those products, and they will get a lot of use in the lawn as well as in the garage. Here is what the yard is looking like closing in on Halloween. You can see that everything is looking pretty nice at the Casa Lawn Insider right now. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave it a like. If you're enjoying the content, you wanna continue to see more of it, hit that black subscribe button below the video. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again soon. Lawn Insider, out.